Good morning, everybody. Beautiful sunshiny day. So much to be grateful for today. Welcome to the service. Oh my. Now, are you trying to throw me off? Oh, and you at home, you'll see it in just a couple minutes here.
Well, no, we can't post a message, or,
Okay.
we are recording only. I'll post these after. We've got a big challenge.
Oh, okay.
Our
Well,
camera can't find the network suddenly. I was in here yesterday, my day off. Tested, it was fine. I love technology until I don't.
everything is as it should be.
In perfect order.
Absolutely. All right. We're going to start today's beautiful service by lighting the Christ light, the candle. Very technical here. And of course, we light this candle to remind us of the Christ light that resides in each and every one of us and reminds us to connect with that light in everyone around us all the time. So again, welcome. Please silence your cell phones if you happen to have them with you in the room. I know sometimes we think we did, but that was last Sunday, not this Sunday. So if you could check it, that would be great. I didn't say my name. I'm Susan D. Cosson, and I am so glad to be here welcoming you all. Is there anybody who is here in the room today for the very first time? Yes, no, yes. No. Oh, well, we're all graduated up here. No rookies in this room. But if we have somebody at home who's going to be watching the replay, we want to welcome you to Royal Oak Unity service. And if you'd like to reach out to us, you can reach out by emailing info@unityofroyaloak.org. We'd love to hear from you. If we can help you in any way, or if you would like to get involved in any of the amazing, wonderful programs and groups that we have here, check out the website for lots of details. Let's begin. Oh yeah, one more thing before I move forward. It is August, of course, and August is full of all kinds of activities. And for those of you who are here, if you like to have a paper format, you can see in the seats in front of you, we do have an August calendar that lists all of the wonderful things that are coming up. Take advantage of that by taking it home with you and sticking it on your fridge or wherever is a good place to remind you of upcoming events. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I'd love for you all to join me in the statement of being. Together, God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. Wonderful. Just a couple of quick announcements. First of all, Outreach is preparing and serving lunch this Wednesday, the 22nd? Tuesday. This Tuesday, Outreach is preparing and serving lunch for the Welcome in Summer Lunch Program at Star Presbyterian Church. If that connects with you in some way and you feel drawn to help out, you can see Laura Johnson. You can get involved or make a donation to help out, okay? Also, here's a thought. What if for one day everything just stopped and we all just listened to music? Wouldn't that be cool? Especially if it was Kim and the gang. That would be great, right? Well, we're gonna take a moment and pause and do that. We're doing this at the Play Music on the Porch Day. That's coming up next Saturday, the 26th. It's gonna be from 4 to 7 p.m. in our beautiful park behind the building. You can come and you can get under the tent and sit there and listen or participate. If you play an instrument, or even if it's just going to be joining in with your voice. No judgments. Come and join in if you're interested. All right? Thank you.
I want to take a moment to welcome Adarsha. I was thinking Marcia, rhymes with Marcia. Welcome to our music team. Thank you so much. Welcome, Marcia. Darcia. Oh, lots going on this morning. I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath with me and pray with me. God, we let go of the kerfluffles and the things that aren't working the way we'd like them to be. And we trust and know that right now in this moment, we are here keeping a divine purpose to encourage each other, support each other. And we know that the folks who will get the stream later, when we post it from the recording, they will also join with us energetically, trusting and knowing that there's something here for them. We give thanks for all of it, and we let it be. Amen. So I want to talk about, by the way, that outreach thing. The outreach team, they're ready to do that. There's nothing for anybody to do at this point. But what is useful is contributing to outreach. So if you can do that above and beyond your normal giving to the church, please do it at any time. It helps them make a presence for us in the community. It's an important part of our work. Our annual picnic is when? Next Sunday. We are having fried chicken. If you want more than that, bring it. Lots of people have signed up for everything, but a very important part of this, and that is cleanup. Right? Everybody wants to come and be a part of the beginning and eat food and fellowship and friendship, and then we have to clean up. We're renting chairs, but we're going to have to bring our tables back in, wipe the feet off, and put them back in Quigley Hall. And then we're going to have to take the tents down, pack them up, and put them in the basement. So if you can see your way to help us at the end of the event, that would be awesome. And there's a sign-up sheet in the hallway and the way to Quigley Hall, if you would just note there that you're going to help with cleanup. Because Carol and I were talking this morning, too often it ends up somebody like Kim and Carol and me here at the end of the thing, because we can't leave, right? We have to get it all set back up. So that would be a beautiful way to participate. Now, also looking for, if any of you have lawn games, and the kind of lawn games that I thought of, Kim said, Rick, they haven't played those in 25 years. So I'm just getting older, like so many, but things like cornhole, like maybe volleyball, I don't know if we have enough room for it, but some games to play so that we're not just eat, get up, go home. The purpose of the picnic is to give us an opportunity to fellowship with each other, to get more deeply connected. I think we're going to have a wonderful time. Please remember that what you're bringing, if it isn't eaten, you're going to take home, because we don't have any way to store that food here. And that gives an undue burden to our kitchen team. So we're grateful for the ways that we participate. And I know that once we understand what's needed, we all come together and we make it happen. Then I'm very excited about World Day of Prayer. Mary, do you want to talk about World Day of Prayer? You want me to? Yeah, come up. Mary. Mary.
Mary. Our community, unity, is founded on prayer. And on September 13th, it starts our World Day of Prayer. We have some amazing speakers, music, that evening on the 13th, September 13th.
Including Steve and Mary from Song and Spirit will be here, and Kim will play. So this is going to be, I think, the best one yet you've done.
We have an amazing team that will also present some of the thinking behind World Day of Prayer. And then Thursday, we will have Sacred Wave Gong. And if you have not been to a gong meditation, it is incredible. We're very excited to have Christopher Davis coming. Nick is painting a labyrinth in our park. We're going to have lots of activities, and we're going to raise our consciousness, and it's going to be amazing. And
the theme for this year is Heart of Healing. I love that. And it makes me think of our heart over there.
Yes.
And you'll have opportunities to sign up. We're getting a form ready. You don't have to come into the building at night like we used to over at RU, but to sit in vigil as we maintain the watch. So we'll have Song and Spirit and a whole bunch of prayer partners, and then we will retire to Quigley Hall and watch the opening of the ceremonies at Unity Village. Then overnight, for those who want to hold a space for that heart of healing. And I love that idea. And then participate in the closing, which will be really powerful with Christopher Davis here and his gongs. It's been 4 years, I think, since he's been here. So we continue to emerge. So thanks, Mary, for your leadership, for sure. Okay. I love the affirmation for today's daily word. It's, hang on, let me find it, get it the right date, Richard. And I got to tell you that I miss Kathy Jo being here in the mornings because she herds me along and makes things happen. So, CJ, when you watch this, I love you. Okay. So I shared Daily Word for August the 20th with permission of Unity, who publishes Daily Word. And the theme is understanding. And the affirmation, with understanding, my spirit is always cool. You can tell some younger folks are writing down there. With understanding, my spirit is always cool. Say that with me. With understanding, my spirit is always cool. Didn't think you were really cool, did you? Maybe not. Maybe so. One of the best ways to remain calm in any agitating circumstance is to practice understanding. Good reminder to me this morning, yes, networks fail, cameras fail, all of it fails. Can I stay cool? Seeking to understand gives me information. I call it gathering data. And insight, and eases my reactivity. It keeps my emotional thermostat dialed down. So if I'm tempted to lose my cool. Perhaps poet Rudyard Kipling was referring to understanding in this poem when he wrote of the importance of keeping your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. Can you relate? Properly mastered, my power of understanding gives me the strength and presence of mind to be a beacon in times of trouble or crisis. Whatever this day may bring, I will carry the light of understanding with me. I am cool in spirit. I am understanding. And the Bible verse for today is from the Hebrew Bible book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 27. One who is cool in spirit has understanding. May God write these words in our hearts. Before I go into prayer time, I'll explain why the pink getup. In June of 2016, we celebrated the life here of a dear friend of April's and mine from youth ministry years ago, from RU, Grace Whiting McQueen, who had passed from breast cancer, very advanced stage. It wasn't discovered till it was very advanced. When I did Grace's, I went and visited her, and I said, can we celebrate your life at Unity of Royal Oak? She said, please. And do you mind if I officiate that service? She said, no, I would want you to. She said, but you have to promise me two things. That you will wear something outrageous that you wouldn't normally wear. Now, I've worn pink shirts for years. I even have some pink socks. I can't get them on over the compression things, but I remembered seeing this hat in the youth ministry office at RU. And I asked April if she could borrow it from Anicia. Well, Anicia had an extra, so I now have my own pink hat. So right now, April Ellenberg, one of our LUTs and our Director of Youth and Family Ministry, is completing, I think it's her 22nd three-day walk. She's in Boston. And having a blast and making a difference. By the way, when you see her, congratulate her. She has raised over $50,000 for breast cancer research. Yeah. And I want to speak to you dudes out there. Women are not the only ones who get breast cancer. I know 2 men who have gotten breast cancer, 1 who died. So you have to pay attention, too, to any lumps that you find. But ladies, we've had a number of women here with breast cancer. Not going to identify them all. We have some folks going through cancer treatment right now. And we stand in a powerful place to give some voice for those people that more needs to be done. And I know Liz is dealing with uterine cancer, and that's a cause that's passionate for her, and she's been very public about it. So we continue to look for ways to make a difference. So God bless you, Grace, for your words to me. God bless you, April, for your courage, and all of you who have dealt with cancer. God bless you. Give yourselves a big hug. Big hug. Okay. Many ways to request prayer here. You can, we have prayer partners in the back of the room. 2 of our newest and amazing, Bonnie and Sharon, will be in the back corners of the room today to pray with you. You can always tell the current prayers because they have their prayer shawls on. That's a powerful thing. I had the opportunity, I think a week ago, maybe a little more, when Kathy Jo was praying with a small team of people to pray with. They all prayed for me, so it was such a blessing to me. I know it will bless you. So you can do that in person. You can call here during the week. Leave a message. If I'm not available, somebody will pray with you. You can send a prayer request to prayer@unityofroyaloak.org. We print those off, put them in the prayer box. At the end of the month, we send them to Silent Unity, where they stay in the vigil for another 30 days. You can also get on our wellness call list. Our prayer partners make monthly wellness calls, powerful reminders. Why is it that we do all these things to pray? Because every time it reminds us. I have been a more than casual student of truth for almost 50 years, and I look forward to those prayers. I look forward to them. I have dear ones I call when I need prayer. So if you're in a place where you just need some support, somebody to hear you. We can't fix you. We won't offer advice, trust me, but we will stand with you in prayer, knowing that God is with you. So I'm going to begin a prayer. As Mary already said, prayer is the very beginning of unity. It's the very heart of unity. I'll begin a prayer, and then I'll pause, and I'll invite you to share your prayer requests, your praises into the space where you are. And you at home, when you watch this, do the same thing, because energetically, we are all connected, and there is no time or space in God. Father, Mother, and everything, God, we give thanks for this community, this spiritual community of people who come together on Sunday mornings and other times virtually to hold a high watch for each other, to hold a space for each other, to remind each other that when one of us is having a tough time, there are others around to rally. We take a moment now to speak our words of prayer and praise into this space. And we continue to be in prayer for CJ, who's doing much better, for Liz, for Laura and her beloved dog Katie, for Jill. Each one, we trust and know that life, that God is moving in them as renewal, restoration, and as peace. And for this we give thanks as we let it be. And now, I invite you to hold a moment of silence, and we expand the reach. We're still holding prayer vigil for the people in Hawaii and also those in California dealing with unprecedented flooding from a very unusual hurricane that has come shore just south of LA. And so we trust and know, we just hold the space for each of them, all of them. So be it, and so it is. And now please join our music team as they sing and pray the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and thine is the power, and the glory, forever and ever.
And now I invite us all to prepare ourselves for a time of meditation by setting aside anything that would distract us. And I invite you to notice your breath, the rhythm of it. I invite us all to give thanks for our ability to breathe. In fact, we can't not breathe. It's not possible. And we invite the breath with its rhythm and purpose to be a teacher. And we remember the amazing pattern for human beings that the divine is expressing itself in, through, and as. And as we remember that we are safe and our spirits are cool, we relax. We relax into the arms and presence of this community which we help all of us create. And we relax into the presence that some call God, or wisdom, or life, or the universe. It matters not. For we know that there is just one presence and one power, available in, through, and as everything. And within this one is everything. Everything created and yet to be. We allow the gentle notes to carry us, to remind us, guide us, comfort us. We gather for the healing, for the purpose of healing any wounds, any hurts. We gather to take another step along this journey called life. united in consciousness, united in this concept of oneness, we are aware of the many unique and individualized expressions of the divine. And we give thanks for this life that lives us all. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Say it with me. Thank you, God.
It's always a joy to be in this space. And now forever, this will hold a very dear memory for me because I was married right here. Thank you, Reverend Rick. Yes. You've been through so much, so many ups and downs. You've given your love, but never liked the way it turned out. You closed off your heart, and you carry the weight like a million rocks on your shoulders. But you don't have to wait for an apology or for someone else to make amends. When you can remember that your healing is in your hands. Just let it go, inch by inch, just let it go. And do it again, just let it go. One day you'll see, just let it go. You set yourself free. You've been abused, you've been used. Someone came along who didn't value you. You carried the weight of your heart like a million rocks on your shoulders. But life isn't meant to be perfect, and we won't always win. But can you remember that your healing is in your hands? Just let it go, inch by inch, just let it go. And do it again, just let it go. One day you'll see, just let it go. You set yourself free, just let it go. Just let it go. You gave it your all. You put your blinders on when you looked around. All of your friends were gone. You took the fall, and you carried the weight like a million rocks on your shoulders. Just let it go, inch by inch, let it go. And do it again, just let it go. One day you'll see, just let it go. You set yourself free, just let it go. Just let it go, just let it go. Set yourself free, just let it go. Set yourself free, just let it go. Healing is in your hands. Set yourself free. Healing is in your hands. Set yourself free. Healing is in your hands. Set yourself free. Healing is in your hands. Now set yourself free.
And thank you, Adarsha. The violin there was just such a sweet thing, yes. Now, before I start my talk, I'm going to make a public amends to our instrumentalists here, because a couple of weeks ago, me not being a musician, I'm not thinking about the fact that they have to sometimes change instruments or put a capo on. And George was trying to get in tune with our piano, which varies all the time. And I turned around like, eh! So I apologized publicly, and now I'm aware. It's not a surprise. I'm very focused on Sunday mornings, except for this morning when everything seemed to be a problem. And it reminds me we'll get through it together, right? Doesn't matter what happens, we will get through it together. So thanks, guys. I appreciate the work that you all put in here as volunteers to help make our music program awesome. A core concept in our teachings is that we evolve spiritually by releasing what no longer serves us and creating something new. And I think of that as going up a spiral staircase. And it's not always a step forward. We go sometimes two forward, one back. It goes up and down. But it is an ongoing process of letting go of what doesn't serve us. And this song is this is the third week in our Message in the Music series. We start with a powerful song. This song is Just Let It Go by India Arie, who is one of my very favorite artists. I've loved her for a long time. And you sang the song beautifully, Penny, really beautifully. And one of our spiritual tools or practices is elimination, renunciation. It's a powerful, powerful concept. So Mr. Fillmore, our co-founder, said this about the metaphysical meaning of renunciation from Revealing Word. It's a letting go of old thoughts in order that new thoughts may find a place in consciousness. Have you noticed, and I've been noticing this, as I get older, I only have so much bandwidth, right? I only have so much. So if I'm going to have something new, I got to let go of what doesn't serve me. And that requires a bit of work. I would love to say, well, you know that idea, now just go do it. No. So much of what we're about her, the reason why we had Martha come and have worked with her for years, the reason that we offer spiritual practices. We're this fall going to restart the in-person meditations in the building. We want people to grab the practices that will support you, letting go of the garbage. And you know where we picked a lot of it up? And the older I get, the more I realize this. Before we're 6, we pick up things. And then those things, we kind of build a callus around it because we don't want to deal with it. And Brene Brown says we're the most numbed people on the planet, right? We use everything. Shopping, sex, booze, drugs, whatever, distraction. Keep me busy, keep me busy, keep me busy. Why? So I don't have to feel. And yet it's the feeling nature that will free us if we dare to follow the feeling inward and do our work. Some of the things that I do the work of Byron Katie, the 4 questions of inquiry, powerful for me. I have 2 mentors. I pray with people. I'm in service. All of these things are powerful things to do. So the lyric starts out, you've been through so much, so many ups and downs, you've given your love, but never liked the way it turned out. I thought, oh, holy banana peels, Batman, they're singing my song. Right? But the problem with it is that I have a concept in my mind of what I think that love should look like. And when you don't measure up, I'll chop your legs off, throw you out, be gone. Well, that's an old pattern from long ago. I'm much different now. What if I just accept love the way it comes to me, without a preconceived idea about what that should look like or feel like, or where it comes from? My niece's dog, who's a big golden retriever of about 9 years old, all with her gray muzzle, the other day she just insistently working at my desk, I was working some stuff that I felt was very important, but she wanted to put her chin on my knee and have me pet her. So at first I was annoyed. You don't understand. I can't do it right now. And then I thought, Rick, love is showing up in the form of Murphy Lemon. What if I just accept it? It's kind of like when Susan pointed out that the idea behind the music from the porch is, what if one day we just stopped all the rest of it and had some music? Because music opens us in a way that words can't. It takes me a half an hour to develop something that one song will do in 4 minutes. The emotive response. You closed off your heart, so that's the numbing place, right? We want love, but when they don't love us the way we want it to be, and it isn't just partners, it's parents and kids. Oh, if my parents had just loved me more. Duh. They did the best they could. Where would they have learned? Right? Where would they have learned? I've asked this before. If anybody here got the rule book for living when you were born, I want a copy. I'll scan it. Like a million rocks on your shoulders. You know that weight that sometimes we carry? We carry it quietly and silently. We suffer in silence. What are we waiting for? You don't have to wait for an apology. I've told you the story before. I'm not going to tell you now again, but about a woman who came to my office a number of years ago and distraught, and about her ex-husband. We'll come to find out that the ex part had happened 19 and a half years earlier. She was still holding on. So it wasn't the ex-husband, it was the thought in the mind that it should have been different. So often, the real issue that we need to heal from is not anything out there. In fact, it's almost never anything out there. It's something that we're putting some weight in, some belief in. And as we do that, what happens? We get more of that. Say it again. We get more of that. Our teachings are simple, they're not easy. To watch your mind, to pull your mind in from drifting. Because it wants to focus on the worst thing possible and then over and over and over and over again. That's what wakes a lot of people up. They're worried what they didn't get done. One of my favorite Brene Brown quotes is this one, this little story. She said, so like you're sitting down with your supervisor, and she's giving you your annual review. And she talks about the 29 things that you do really well. And then she suggests one area where you could improve a little. So the only thing now you can think about is that one area that you need to improve on. Oh, bring some balance to it. Bring some balance to it. And some take me to task when we talk about the healing is in your hands. First of all, I want you to understand that I'm not talking about healing from chronic issues. There's a huge difference between healing and a cure. Do you understand that? There are people, I'm a diabetic. I hope science someday cures that, but I'm working with it. I have one of those sensor patches in my arm. I've got data. I do what I need to do for me. But what about the garbage that we carry around and haunts us and keeps us from being everything we came here to be? Because I believe that we are all called to evolve spiritually. All called to take another step, another step, another step. That is what it means to follow the Christ. That's what it means. Because the destination is Christ consciousness. And what is that? An awareness of our oneness and operating from a whole different sphere than we do in these 3 dimensions that we live in. So when we hold on to a past hurt or the idea of it in our minds, why did they do that? I can't believe they did that to me. Each of those is wrapping yourself more and more tightly around that somebody did something to you. First, I assert that it's almost never personal. It's a person acting out of where they are in life, who they are in life. Somebody's at the door and can't get in, please. Thank you. It's Karen. People operate from where they are in life and their baggage. And I've talked about it before. I've heard this concept that, say, when 2 of us are talking, Like Sharon earlier and I are talking. So who I think I am is talking to who I think Sharon is. And who Sharon thinks she is listening to who she thinks I am. And the reality is Sharon and I are off here somewhere doing something. Because we look at everything through the lens of our lives. The sum total of who we are, how we are. We're just cruising along. So when we hold on to pain until they change, it's like drinking poison hoping they'll die. Impossible. And if I'm dependent on you to change so that I can feel better, hopeless. It's hopeless. I would have to, who am I going to change the world around me? Who can I change? Me. It takes work. It takes noticing. Becoming mindful. Mindfulness is a practice. Mindfulness requires that you slow your life down a bit. Slow it down. Most of us are racing 1,000 miles an hour at a brick wall. I think about that often the last few weeks. When we forgive, because we can let go, we do it for us. We never forgive for the other person. We forgive to untie ourselves from the past. Because it's over. It'll never be more over than it is now. Never. I don't care if it was a disagreement yesterday or an issue you had with yourself. And very often, this internal fight is with ourselves. Why did I do that? I'm not going to ask you to show hands, but how many times have I asked myself, why did I do that? Why did I respond that way? Why did I get annoyed with the person who almost ran me off the road on the way to church? Because I'm driving this huge truck that's like very foreign to me. I ought to see it. Like, okay. It's my loaner car from the dealer. Life is unfolding amazingly. So then she sings, Just Let It Go, inch by inch. It's always a process. We don't jump from 0 to 100 here. Oh, I'm good. I know people who try that. They're sidestepping the reality of their spiritual lives. Because your mouth is saying that, but I don't see it in your life, in your countenance, in who you are and how you are. Let it go and do it again. Just let go. One day you'll see. Just let it go. You'll set yourself free. Nobody else can do it. Nobody else can do it. Healing is in your hands, meaning we can release and let go. Charles Fillmore said in Revealing Word, true healing comes after a mental cleanse. We must release or cleanse the error thought that caused the condition. We are powerful, creative beings, so much more than I think any of us understand. And we are constantly creating the experience that we're living, moment by moment, thought by thought, step by step. So it requires you, what are you creating? Be aware that you're the creator. Greg Brett used to talk about it like we're all making a movie with our lives. And we are the author of the play, we're the screenwriter, we're the videographer, we're the actors and actresses. It's our little drama. Are you tired of your little drama? Only you can change it. Healing is in your hands. Just let it go. Inch by inch, let it go. You gave it your all. You put your blinders on. Oh, isn't that the easy thing? I've done everything I could do. Except wake up. When you looked around, all your friends were gone. I think there comes a time in almost all of our lives when we face a moment alone. We face our lives alone. For different reasons. People hit bottom and end up in recovery. People have huge medical challenge, huge physical challenge. Kathy Jo and I were talking the other day, and last weekend was very hard for her. And I can't wait, the story, the sermon, the message that she's developing out of that about surrender. What happens when we've exhausted everything we know how to do, and we say, hey God, I don't know what else. And here's the important part, but I'm willing to learn. A Course in Miracles says it just requires our slightest willingness. Not like, I don't, I don't want to, it's them, they've got to change, not me. That won't free you. What will free you is the awareness that you're being free of that painful circumstance, situation, something happened. I know some people have been terribly abused, physically, emotionally, sexually. Some let it destroy them. Some use it as things to rise up over and make them stronger. That's what my hope is for all of us. You took the fall, you carried the weight like a million rocks on your shoulders. Just let it go, inch by inch, a little bit at a little bit. You know, the old Buddhist saying something about how do we eat an elephant? Not that we would want to. A bite at a time. Anything, a bite at a time. If you have grief issues going on, Mary and Karen facilitate grief and loss. And you know what? If you're sucking air today, we are grieving. Have you noticed that? Some of us don't even notice what that is about, but we just feel it, this malaise. So it's powerful work to do. Some of us need to get outside more, to shut the TV off more, to let ourselves heal, not to put more salt in old wounds. So I don't know what you have to do, but I think you have a sense of it. And I invite you to just let it go. Amen? Amen. Love you. So glad to have you here today. So glad to be the officiant for your wedding. Right here at Unity of Royal Oak. You know, that song is an affirmation. The master teacher, Jesus, said, "Ye are the light of the world." How do we get to that light to let it shine? That's why we do the work of letting it go. Because the clearer we are, the more powerful that light shines. And we are light beings. We are the light of the world. That's what we're here to do, to put a candle high on a hilltop so that others may be drawn to it. And our ushers are being drawn right now to the platform to receive your offerings, your tithes, your generosity. Because we co-create this community. There's no magic. We don't have a huge endowment. We've done everything we do step by step by step by step. Those of you who are at home, if you want to participate, and by the way, all these people here, the vast majority of whom are volunteers. We pay them nothing. But they do it because it contributes somehow to their lives. So you're going to be hearing more about volunteering this coming month in September, ways to be a part of this community, because you know what, unless you get involved somewhere with a serving team, making some friends, I hear it over and over and over again. That's what makes it useful. That's why people come back. Carol Quigley for 43 years, for goodness sakes. Otherwise, what would you? You could be at home with your feet in your pool. Exactly. Right, exactly. And I know it shows. So we give money, we give our gifts, our skills, our talents. I'll take an English class next year, maybe. We contribute our love, our energy, our joy, our radiance. Let's bless everything that we give. Together, divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we give thanks, God, for the abundance of the universe, which expresses itself in, through, and as each of us. And so it is. Amen. Pray with us. We do give thanks and bless these gifts and the givers. We give thanks for what people give in every way that they do. It's my sensor in my arm telling me, sorry, because it will pop up over Do Not Disturb. I am light. Oh, in ways you don't even know. Oh, goodness. So we give thanks for this gathering of souls, for the gifts that we share, for the community that we co-create. We trust and know that all of it is a beacon of light on a hillside. And so it is always. Amen. And whatever you're doing today, we hope you'll come back. We've got plenty of stuff in the back. Sign up for the picnic to bring something to help clean up. And remember that the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. So be it, and so it is.
I once was lost, now I'm oh so good. I'm as pure as a driven snow. I was on a path to glory, but flying way too low. If you are carrying a heavy heart in silence, it's gonna be okay. okay someday. It's gonna be okay someday. I made my bed and I was lying in it in my lonely room. Changed it up, now it wraps me up just like a mother's womb. If you are carrying a heavy heart in silence, it's gonna be okay someday. It's gonna be okay someday. I am unbroken. I am unbroken. I am unbroken. I am unbroken. Lower town. I'm carrying a heavy heart in silence. It's gonna be okay